Hello and welcome. My webcam. Somebody that's not very smart decided to update their firmware right before the show went live. So as you can tell, my camera is not populating, but I'll get that fixed. But anyways, I want to welcome everyone to episode 115 of Nerds with Mics. This is the very first time I've ever done this podcast thing before, as you can tell. But anyways, I am Travis.
I'm Emily. Hi.
And I'm Justin.
And today we are talking about the Suicide Squad. We're talking about imposters invading Fortnite. And will we see a GTA remaster this year? But first, let's start about what you guys and gals have been up to. So, Emily, a.k.a. Mystique Siren, what about you?
Well, whole lot of Borderlands. More Borderlands and more Borderlands. So in Borderlands, they just started their it's almost kind of like their anniversary tour type thing, because it's the second anniversary of Borderlands release is coming up on the 13th of September. So to kick that off, they have done an event, a 4-week event called Loot the Universe. And pretty much each week they do a planet, and each zone in that planet has a increased chance by killing badass enemies and anointed enemies and stuff like that to drop a specific legendary item. Which is going to be like SMGs, comms, just, all those different things. So this week was Pandora. Next week's going to be Promethea, then Ian 6, and then Necrotafeo. So I've been doing a lot of grinding and farming for specific comms and things in there. And there's a donkey.
I muted his mic.
But yeah, so Borderlands, lots of Borderlands, just hanging out and playing that and then watching TV. Finished the morning show on Apple TV.
Like it?
Thanks to yes, I absolutely loved it. Travis told me I needed to watch Ted Lasso, which obviously I've been caught up on Ted Lasso for a while, but then to watch Mythic Quest and then the morning show and then Defending Jacob. So I'm on Defending Jacob now. Just started it.
I haven't watched Jacob yet. Is it good?
But I love the morning show and cannot wait for season 2. So yeah. Well, while Travis figures his stuff out, what about you, Justin?
He may be back, but I muted him. I don't have no way of knowing. He'll have to probably write in our private chat that we have on here and say, "Hey,
it's fine. I'm still working on it, but go ahead."
Okay, he can unmute himself. I didn't know that.
Okay,
wow. So I have been I've been watching some Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yes.
I did play. I know most people here probably don't care, but I played a little bit of the new Madden, and it's not very good.
Yeah,
I mean,
football. Same old.
Yeah, what did you expect? Did play the Back for Blood beta, and I liked it. And I've really started getting back into Final Fantasy 14. And Walker comes out in November.
Yeah.
I'm still in Heaven's Word right now, so I still have 8,000 hours to get to that point. But I'm enjoying it, and that's about it for me. I'm dragging my words out. Maybe Travis is done.
I am still in the process of working on it. However, I will tell you what I've been up to. I actually just got back from a really long vacation. I went to Knoxville for work, worked there over the weekend.
Travis is a prostitute, by the way, for those of you that don't know. And there's a big swanky business party.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. But so I went to Knoxville for work, and then after I was already down in Knoxville, and I thought, you know what, let's just make a road trip. So I went to Asheville, spent 3 days in Asheville. Then after that, I went to Charleston, South Carolina, visited with one of my friends, Brittany, down there. Spent a few days there. Then I went over to Savannah, spent a few days in Savannah. And Justin can confirm 10 out of 10, Charleston, South Carolina does smell like fish and piss, I think is what you said.
It does. That's exactly it. It smells so bad.
Now, it's not
beautiful, though.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And it's not everywhere. But when it gets you, it gets you.
Right there.
Yeah, but Savannah was amazing and beautiful. And then after that, I drove I don't know what I was thinking. I drove from Savannah to Cincinnati in one day. That was over 11 hours.
Wow.
And then I went to Kings Island with my family.
Nice. Did you ride Orion?
That was the only one I didn't get to ride because it was shut down for the first part of the day because of wind and storms in the area. But I basically rode everything but Orion.
What's your favorite?
I know it sounds weird because it's very old school, but my favorite has always been Flight of Fear. I don't know why.
Yes.
I don't know if it's just the fact that it takes place inside of a building and it's pitch dark and it's aliens and UFOs and stuff. But
yeah,
I don't know. It's just really cool. But other than that, caught up on Ted Lasso. Yes. I just recently purchased, I know this is weird because nobody probably ever plays these games, but today I purchased Jackbox 7 because there's like 20 million of these games. But bought that, played with some people. But I plan on getting back into gaming. It's something I haven't done in a while. And I'm actually specifically probably going to do more PC gaming. I'm going to reformat my PC, reinstall some games. I bought an M.2 SSD for my computer, so plan on updating that. What else? Watch Suicide Squad, which we'll talk about. I wanted to try to go watch Free Guy before we recorded, but I didn't have an opportunity to do so.
I forgot it was out.
Yeah, but I may try to go see it tomorrow. But that's pretty much what I have been up to. So let's go ahead and get into it. Do we want to start with Suicide Squad? Oh, go ahead. Yeah,
I was going to say, we didn't really address the fact that this is a Tuesday and that we missed a week. Yeah, we had a few scheduling conflicts come up the last two Sundays, and but we're back. We decided to move this one to a Tuesday instead of going another week without one. But yeah, that's why we should go back to Sundays. I guess this Sunday, right?
Yeah.
And then one thing I also wanted to mention is we just had a lot of things pop up, but I've also been taking class, which has been consuming a lot of my time. That class will be finishing up next Thursday. I want everyone to know that I have a 95% in that class, and I'm killing the game. So but we're gonna try to get back on our Sunday schedule. But we did have a couple things that we had to obviously be a little bit flexible for. So thank you guys for being patient with us. So let's start talking about Suicide Squad, and I'm gonna let you and Justin start talking about first while I fix my camera. Okay.
Yeah.
You want to go first?
Sure. So I watched it. It was funny because I had streamed the night before and slept in, and I got up and I was like, Astos is like, let's watch Suicide Squad. He goes, already watched it, and I go, well, damn. And he goes, he's like, we can watch it again if you want. And I'm like, okay. So I was like, I need to watch it before the episode, which was, I thought we were still recording, but then we didn't. So I absolutely loved it. Jesse enjoyed watching it again. And it was long too. Like I loved how it was a decently long movie, but it was enjoyable every second for me. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And it was a little, there were some parts in it that were a little far-fetched, but then of course, you kind of just go, hey, he's back. And you just kind of throw your hands up and be like, well, it's a movie, but it was, I laughed. That was probably the first, DC movie that I've laughed that much in. It was hilarious.
A lot of lolling.
It was. I mean, there was so many times where I was just bent over laughing because it's just, I think little stupid things are hilarious, but no, I thought it was great. I thought all the characters were great. I loved all the different cameos that they did, with Nathan Fillion, and then oh gosh, who else?
Taika Waititi.
What is it?
Taika Waititi was
yes. Was the father? Yep. So and and at the end I was like, I didn't know he was going to be in this. So but it was, I thought it was great. And at first I was kind of like, she controls rats, but then I was like, this is actually kind of cool. That's actually really cool. But and yeah, I thought all the cameos are really good. They had the poop at the party guy. I don't know if you ever saw that meme. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Travis knows what I'm talking about. He was in this viral YouTube video where he just talks about going pooping at the party, and he's like German or something, or Swedish.
Yeah.
And he was the what was he? Was he the guy with the staff? Was he with staff, right?
Yeah. He's the one that didn't last very long.
He didn't last very long at all. But yeah, no. He had him in it, and I just loved it. Like I loved every second of it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too. So unlike you though, I did feel like it kind of ran a little long in some places, but it was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was extremely violent, which is good for that kind of movie. It was disgusting.
Yeah.
Some of those deaths and aftermaths of said deaths were just gross.
They were.
And I haven't seen a movie that just has actually grossed me out since like I think probably I don't know Texas Chainsaw Massacre or something. The reboot.
Human Centipede.
Oh yeah, that one. You're right. That one. The second one. I never saw the third one because the second one just did me in.
Was the second one with the baby?
Yeah, the one with the baby. Yep. I will. That scene is like scarred into my brain.
Yeah.
I'll never forget it. If you don't know what we're talking about, look up Human Centipede baby. It's so wholesome, so cute. You'll love it. Maybe don't do that. I was a little surprised. So I didn't really follow the pre-release marketing that much. So I was a little surprised to see Harley Quinn pretty much take a back seat for most of the movie. But when she was in the movie, she excelled, which is something that I can say. I mean, Margot Robbie has been perfect in that role. I think she was born to play Harley Quinn. But I feel like the previous movies kind of didn't do her justice, but this one did.
Like she was more prominent in the other ones, but also didn't have.
They relied on her too much.
Yeah, they were very light, and she was just totally badass in this.
Oh
one, so, when she was on screen.
Oh, of course, yeah. Her entire plot, like her story, was great in this. I really liked how they implemented all these weird, obscure characters that, like, as just a casual fan, like I'm not like a deep comic reader, so like all these characters were pretty much new to me. With the exception of like the main ones and the ones that carried over from the last movie. But that was nice. Polka Dot Man, really liked him. The rat girl, I forget her name, but I really liked her.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was surprised to see Idris Elba and John Cena really take over as pretty much the leads. I think you could say that they were the leads of this movie.
Yeah.
But it was good. I did think it drug on a little bit in some parts, but overall I loved it. That opening scene was like, the whole opening segment from everything was just so well done.
I think that if it wouldn't have been as funny, it would have been too long.
Yeah.
So like since it was had all that comic, like all the comic in it, or the just the lightheartedness and stuff like that. I think if it would have been more serious, then it would have been too long and it would have been boring. Yeah. So
like that whole scene where they're taking out like that village.
Yeah.
And it's like so tactical, but it's also funny. Like they're like almost competing, but quietly. And then you find out the whole thing was like a giant F up. Like they should have. Yeah, it's so good.
It's just like she was like, "Where are my men? Why didn't my men not alert me?"
So good, so good.
It was so good.
But yeah, it was good. I think this proves that James Gunn is just good.
Yeah.
Making just a quality, entertaining movie. No matter because, like, let's face it, DC's been a dumpster fire for a decade now.
Oh yeah.
And he managed to pump out a sequel with it. I mean, if you can argue it's a confusing title, they added the in front of it. Yeah. But on a movie that didn't really fare so well with critics. And he managed to take that universe and some of those characters and turn it into like a highly rated movie.
Yeah. And I agree with Shadow in chat. Best Harley Quinn so far.
Yeah,
like it was it was definitely her best, hands down, her best performance of Harley Quinn. They wrote her so well.
Oh yeah, for sure. I really liked the art style of the movie, just how they were like cleverly hiding and displaying like basically like what the chapter is. And what did you all think about the jumping like forward and backwards and stuff like that? Did that bother you, or did you think it was okay?
It didn't. I've had to deal with was it a show or a movie that did so much of the time jumping? Gosh. No, I can't remember what it was recently that I watched. Well, I mean, I watched Lost, obviously, but like, it was the, it was one of them, but I actually, for the first time ever, watched The Time Traveler's Wife.
Okay. It's a good movie.
And it's a really good movie, but it time jumps so much. It is so crazy, which it explains it kind of. But no, there was another one. I can't remember what it was. I'll think of it later. But yeah, I watched something recently that time jumps so much that it was stupid and so confusing that this was like nothing for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoyed the movie. Oh, thank you, Kat, for putting your tail on my face. Anyways, yeah, I really enjoyed the movie. I really actually liked John Cena's character more than I thought I would. I'm not a huge like John Cena fan. Not that I don't like him, just yeah. But I didn't really know much about his character. But I liked that he was kind of like the same as what was. It wasn't Deadshot. Who was the Ezra Alba's whatever his character? However you say his name. His name, you know his name. But what's his name in the movie?
I think I'm looking it up.
Oh, you don't know. But anyways, they're basically the same character, and they even said, well, why are there two of us? We basically have the same skill set.
Yeah.
Right? And then you realize, well, he was solely picked to go against him at the end of the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was bummed out that a lot of the openings, so spoiler alert, I mean, it was in the title of this episode. If you're still sticking with us, you probably shouldn't have been.
Yeah, you've probably already seen it if so.
Yeah, but I was kind of bummed out. And keep in mind, I know nothing about like the backstory to these characters, but I remember, the opening with that entire team, they basically wiped out the beach. But you said you had Nathan Fillion and then Pete Davidson. Like they all just got wiped out. Michael Rooker, which his death was brutal. It was pretty brutal. Yeah. But whenever Pete Davidson was announced to be in this cast, I find him a pretty intriguing guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I really want to see what he does in this grand scale, action superhero movie. And he's dead in 10 minutes.
How do you think those actors felt knowing that they were teased in the movie, but knowing the whole time that, oh wait, this is just a setup. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're only in it for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
That's funny. They still collected a paycheck though.
They did. Did.
Yeah.
Anything else to add on the Suicide Squad?
The only thing I will say is I'm kind of curious of what the direction is going forward. If this is something that James Gunn will continue to be involved in, and something that will continue to be built out in DC's universe, because we all know that Marvel has been really good at laying the groundwork for the entire MCU, right? And it's something that DC has constantly been trying to catch up with. And I'd be curious to see what direction that goes. I mean, honestly, they need to make James Gunn part of the team that does that. I think he would do a really good job. So,
you guys watch the after credit? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Also, one of my favorite scenes that I just looked over at Jesse and we both just started giggling about was. I think they were walking through the jungle and John Cena's shirt is just right above his belly button, and you can see just a little bit of his belly. He's got the colored shirt on, but it's just barely showing just a little bit of his belly, and he's just big buff. I don't even know why we laughed so hard at that, but it was.
Yeah,
it's just so funny. He did such a good job. And the scene where they talk about the bag of or the whole beach of
dicks.
He
said, "I'd eat every one of them if it." Yeah,
so good. Yeah, the dialogue was really good. Weasel made me very uncomfortable.
Ooh, yeah, Weasel. I saw that. I was just
it's the eyes, I tell you. It's just the eyes.
It is, yeah.
Look like they're going to pop out. So, yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the Gta Trilogy Remaster. And are you guys excited about this? I know that a lot of people were just really waiting for GTA 6 to come out at this point, but I feel like we're getting all these things before it to kind of hold us off.
Yeah, I am excited. I mean, these were games that really they shaped the early 2000s. This was a very important game series in my life as I was growing up, I guess you could say, like in my teenage years, my early teenage years. And
what were you doing, Justin?
Playing GTA. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm excited about it. When they re-released them on, I think it was Xbox 360 or maybe it was even Xbox One, like they were just like ports of the mobile versions of the game, and they were very lackluster, and it's so disappointing. But the rumor is for this, it's going to be remade on the Unreal engine, which, I mean, to me that implies that it'll feel like a new game, I would think. I don't know what you guys think about that.
Yeah, I think it'll definitely look better. I know that they said that they would obviously modernize some of the things like the display, like the HUD system and stuff like that. But they said a lot of the gameplay mechanics that kind of made that game what it was, they were going to try to stick to as much as they could. But I
just want the movement and the shooting to feel better.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it, and I'm super excited for Vice City just because I love the neon look of Vice City, but I also really like the soundtrack of Vice City, and I'm also really going to enjoy. Wasn't it Vice City where once you got so far in the game, you had to switch disc? Didn't Vice City have 2 discs? Once you
have 2 discs.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm excited that I won't have to worry about that anymore.
I remember taking Vice City in and trade in, and I remember people always not having the second disc.
Yeah, so
it was one of them. One of them, I remember. I don't know if it's exactly Vice City, but I just remember there always being like somebody bring in the 1 disc, and I'm like, you need both discs.
Yeah,
go home and find it.
Yeah, I'm also excited for the remaster of San Andreas because I never really played that much of San Andreas, to be honest with you. So, and I do like, because San Andreas, that's when they added the whole element about like the more you run or the less you run would change whether your character was like slim or fat. Then you could go to the gym and lift weights and like
eat, do all that.
Exercise. Yeah, added a lot of that stuff, which they added kind of some of that stuff in the GTA Online, where you could level up the more you run, stuff like that. But it didn't really, change the look of your character like it did when you were playing San Andreas. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. Emily, do you play much Grand Theft Auto games? I didn't figure you did.
I probably. So I think back when I worked at GameStop, I checked it out to try it, and I took it home. I put it in. I think I played it for like 30 minutes, and I was like, "This isn't for me. I didn't like it. I don't like it. I don't like I hate the Grand Theft Auto games. I know I'm gonna get stoned and stuff for that, but I don't like them at all.
That's okay.
That's all right. Yeah,
they're just not my type of game. That's back early 2000s. I was playing, Gears of War, Fable.
Fable.
I was playing, which I was playing like Call of Duty and Halo and all that stuff.
Scrolls.
So, yeah, I think I stuck around like the Fable train more than anything.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I was not a fan.
I do wonder how small these games will feel, because I know ever since then, every game that has come since from Rockstar, and really, I think every other open world game, the maps have just been enormous. And I wonder if these worlds will feel very small once we go back to them. But one thing, too, is it's supposed to be coming to the Switch, which would be a pretty big win for the Switch. I think those games would translate pretty well to mobile. They were released on, I think, the iPhone and mobile platforms as well already.
Yeah. So they definitely get on the Switch. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I do believe that it's supposed to come out this year based on the Kotaku report that I read, which I don't know when they're planning on announcing this officially or what. But I mean, if GTA 6 really is, 3 or 4 years away, might as well pump some content out and make some money.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm excited to see these games on the new Steam Deck, because on the Switch, I would imagine that they would drastically be reduced as far as quality goes to make the. Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess
it's a PS2 game.
Well, I know, but they're also going to have the Unreal Engine, and they're going to be remastered. I mean, didn't you say that the Mafia remake was awesome?
Yeah, I mean, it looks great. It plays pretty well too. I mean, it's not like a 10 out of 10 masterpiece or anything, but it's pretty good.
I mean, they did. So they remastered Borderlands 2 in the Handsome Collection from 360 to Xbox, and then they put that on the Switch. So I mean, I feel like if they may not be able to do like this remaster, but maybe they'll do its like own Switch remaster. It may not be in the same engine because it may not be able to run it, but they could possibly, do something for itself.
Yeah, and I know a lot of times when people remaster games or they do ports, a lot of times when they do that, it's a third-party company that does it, that it's not even the actual studio that originally created the game. But I'm pretty sure that Rockstar is doing this themselves, so I'm hoping because of that, maybe it'll be a little bit better of experience than we've seen with some
Rockstar
of the other games.
Dundee, a Scottish outpost in one of the newest studios at the company, is leading the charge on developing the remastered game, says Kotaku.
Okay, so it is still within Rockstar. Is that what you're saying?
It is, yeah.
Dundee.
They developed. It looks like they were acquired, but they recently worked on Crackdown 2. Their resume is not that great. They worked on a lot of Kinect games. Kinect Playfit 2, Kinect Star Wars, Nike Plus, Kinect Training.
You're not making a good case.
Kinect Sesame Street TV, Kinect Sports Rivals, Halo the Master Chief Collection. They assisted with that, and they assisted with. They're actually the ones that ported Halo 3, Halo 4, Halo 3 ODST, and Halo Reach into the Master Chief Collection.
You could have led with that, Justin.
Yeah.
Well, I'm reading it in order. I can't help it. And they developed the Wrecking Zone multiplayer mode for Crackdown 3.
Oh, okay.
The world's biggest waste of an Xbox exclusive.
Yeah. So, but needless to say, I'm excited. I'll own it. You know what I mean? I would love to. Yeah, I would love to see them. I mean, I doubt it will ever happen, but I would love to see if they bring it to PS5 using some of the haptic trigger stuff. It'd be kind of cool, the adaptive triggers.
I believe, right here. However, it says the remastered titles are planned to launch around late October, early November for PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series S and X, Switch, PC, Stadia, and mobile phones. If it is getting its own native PS5 version, I would think it would have controller haptics, but I mean, I guess you never know.
So this is going to have which ones in it?
3, Vice City, and San Andreas.
Okay, all right.
The three main ones that were, the PS2 trilogy.
Yeah. I would love to see them remake GTA 4, but with completely overhaul it with like GTA 5 graphics, and gameplay. Because even that game felt kind of stiff.
I didn't care for 4. I didn't like the main protagonist. You
don't like Bowling?
Huh? Is that his name? I thought it was Nikolai. Was that his name?
It's Nico, but his cousin's always like, Nico, let's go bowling.
Yeah, no, No, I do not.
No. But Ricky Gervais is in that game.
Yeah.
As a stand-up comic.
Yeah, so speaking of, I had mentioned, I'm kind of inserting my own topic in here because we're segueing. So I had mentioned about the Steam Deck. So news had came out that Phil Spencer, which is obviously, the Xbox boss, has a Steam Deck, and he says that Xbox games work well on it. So that's exciting to hear.
It is exciting.
I know that a lot of people have been kind of up in arms about the performance and curious of how it's going to run games and stuff. But he did say that it seems to run Xbox games just well. He tweeted and said, "This week, talking to Scott and Gabe about the Steam Deck after having mine for almost a week, I could say it's a really nice device. Games with me on the go, screen size, controls all feel great. Playing Halo and Age, I assume he means Age of Empires, feels good. Cloud X works well, which is cool." He says, "Congrats, SD team." So that's pretty exciting to hear.
That's cool.
Yeah, because I was curious how well xCloud would work on it.
Yeah, I mean, the Steam Deck could absolutely be a game changer. We'll just have to wait and see how it actually runs games. Yeah,
we will. And I'm curious how that battery life's going to be.
Not good.
Yeah, 4 hours on Portal 2. But anyway,
4 hours is pretty decent. I don't even think the Switch.
But on Portal 2,
Portal 2. That's what I'm saying.
That's a pretty old game.
That's a 10 out of 10 game, though.
No, it is 100%. It's one of my favorite games from one of my favorite endings of all time.
Yes.
So
I think that somebody said they played Control on it and it lasted like 2.5 hours.
Yikes.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I'm just throwing all these titles in here these different topics.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't talk about is it Back 4 Blood, right? Is it Back 4 Blood?
Before the open beta? Yeah.
Yeah, but now the open beta's here. Have you guys, either of you, played the open beta for Back 4 Blood?
I think Emily said you didn't play the open one, right? You played.
I played the closed one, but it was one that you could stream on Twitch. Like it was that closed beta.
Oh, you
that
could
they
stream
were
that
doing.
one.
Yeah. Well, it was the one right before the open beta.
Oh, you played that just like a week or two ago. Okay.
It was a closed beta. So there was the alpha, which is the one that you couldn't talk about.
No.
And then there was the closed beta, which was like invite. You had to either pre-order it or you had to get the Twitch drop. You had to watch somebody for an hour on Twitch and then you could get it. And I ended up, after I ended my stream one night, I went and raided someone from the Borderlands community who was playing Back 4 Blood. And I was like, hey, I'm going to sit here and watch you for an hour, while I like eat and stuff, hopefully get a beta code because I really want to try it. And he goes, yeah. And so I sat there and watched. I ate and got my beta code. And whenever you get it, you can thank the streamer in chat. Like it just does an automatic generated message and says, hey, thanks for the code. And he's like, download it real quick. And he's like, let's play. And I'm like, and I'd already done like a 12-hour stream or something like that. And I stayed up like all day. And I pretty much I downloaded it, got on, I played, I did 2 runs of the axe, like the story mode. Cause we died once. Cause we weren't playing on the easiest one. We were playing on the middle tier, I think. And, but it was really fun. It very much reminded me of Left 4 Dead with the safe rooms and all that stuff, but a lot harder, I think. I just loved how they did like the buying in the safe room, how you could buy stuff in the safe rooms and all that stuff. And then we did, some of the PvP, and PvP was really fun. I enjoyed that. It felt really good. I thought it felt really good. It didn't feel good though if you didn't have a full team that was communicating. I saw him play a few games with just him and like randoms, or him and like, I don't know why you guys are laughing.
Travis just texted me and said, I'll read it verbatim. I farted. I just wanted you to know because I love you. So, that's what Travis just sent to me on a text.
I'm surprised he didn't send it to all of us, honestly.
I meant to, but I didn't want to break your
it. It would have been perfect because I'd been like, why are you texting me? Would have called you out. I'd be like, what the heck?
Yeah.
But congratulations on your fart.
I should have known if I sent that to him that he would call me out. I was hoping he wouldn't. I just wanted to see him laugh.
Don't forget.
Yeah. But yeah, no, PvP felt really good. But if you were playing like with randoms and not be able to talk to them, it kind of sucked. Just from what I saw. But it's definitely, PvP is something that you have. I mean, even that the story mode, like if you're not communicating, you can really screw up badly. So, but I liked it. I liked the birds, so you could like if you didn't sneak past the birds, you could like alert them, and then the horde will come in. And
that reminded me a lot of Hunt Showdown. I don't know if you've played that one, but
I didn't play that one. No.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a real good one. But yeah, in Hunt Showdown, there's like different things on the world map that if you alert it, it will make a lot of noise and attract monsters and the undead and whatnot.
Yeah, like they did the car alarm, which they did in Left 4 Dead. I don't know if they did anything like the birds in Left 4 Dead. I just remember like the car alarms, and if you disturb the witch or whatever like that, But I'm excited. I'm excited to play the full game. I think it's gonna be great. So.
Yeah, I liked it too. It feels very polished. The gunplay is very good. I did not play with randoms. We turned off matchmaking and played with bots, which was frustrating. The AI is kind of stupid.
Yeah.
I do wish that like that opening area where there's like the gun range and stuff, even though like you can play with your friends, I kind of wish that was almost like a world hub, kind of like Call of Duty World War II had.
Yeah.
I think that'd be kind of neat, but I get it. I mean, it is what it is. I am excited to play it. I don't think I'll buy it at $60 though. I'll probably wait for a sale. I'll probably wait till it drops 40 or 30, but I am excited to try it again.
Well, I haven't played it. I just want to hear y'all talk about it.
Yeah. Another game I'm really excited for. So excited, I pre-ordered it. Was New World, and then like a day later, it got delayed till the end of September, I think.
Yep, September 30th or 31st, whichever.
I mean, they're just gonna make it better, I guess. No harm, no foul, but I'm just sad.
Yeah, I was super excited to start playing that game because I've been looking for a new online multiplayer game to play, and yet I got pushed back. So I got people at work that want me to play WoW, and I just don't know what it is about WoW. I just can't get back into it.
Flip, what's free on Game Pass?
New World? Is that what you're talking about?
Back for Blood?
I think he means your mom.
Oh, she is. She's actually this month's Game Pass Ultimate deal for the subscribers.
Yeah. And she even comes with DLC.
Oh.
What's the DLC?
Yeah, I'm confused. Please go on.
Continue. Yeah.
Yeah, you dug this hole. Let's hear it.
No, DLC is an abbreviation for something. I can't say what it is. Oh, Back for Blood.
Flip just said Back for Blood is coming free with Game Pass on Xbox. If that is true, that's huge. I will play it then. I'll play it day one.
I bet you he's trolling us. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna play it with Flip if it is on there. Well, I guess if Flip's playing on Xbox, or is it crossplay? Do we know?
It is crossplay, completely crossplay.
Play it with Flip no matter what.
Yep, completely crossplay.
Flip and I used to play Rainbow Six Siege for I'm not even kidding, days and days. It wasn't minutes or hours, it was days. Yeah, maybe we'll play that one together. Ready to go on to the next one, as Jay-Z once said.
Yeah, you could talk about it.
I really thought you would want to. You're a Fortnite junkie, or you were.
No, I haven't played Fortnite in a minute.
A minute?
Yeah, I stopped playing Fortnite when my life fell apart. You left me for Travis.
That's not true. Travis and I never play games together.
No, we don't.
Ever. I mean, I can probably count on one hand. Ever since we played Splinter Cell in our 20s.
That was when we worked at GameStop together and I farted on you.
That's right. I remember that. That's what happens.
That's a real story. And then I think you talked to me in a Borat voice right after.
I may have. Yeah, Borat was big at the time, the first one. And I may have invited you to do something.
Oh.
Okay.
You want to tell the class what you invited me to?
This was the time. So Travis, I'm not going to say it because this is a family.
What do you mean? You don't want to tell? You don't want to tell them what you said to me?
I will tell the story in the best way I possibly can.
Eat to my asshole. That is what you said to me.
I need to back up. I need to back up. Jesus Christ!
You invited me to do what?
Stop. I need to tell the story. So at the GameStop that Travis and I worked at, there was like the desk, like, hello, customer, how are you? This would be your point of view if you were at the counter. And behind us, but lower, like on the ground, was like a little counter space, and there was drawers with the used games. And every time I'd be filing away used games, Travis would fart on my head.
Don't say every time.
It was like easily the majority of that. Keep in mind, I am like 18, 19 years old. Like, I am not an adult. Like, I grew up at this point. So, like, I mean, I'm technically an adult, but like, I'm not mature at this point. Like, this would never happen today. So, don't judge me.
You don't think that he wouldn't do that to you?
Travis would. I wouldn't.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah, there's no way one day for office.
So one day, God, you're right. One day, Travis is filing the discs, and I feel a little rumbly in my tummy, and I get him back, and I quote Borat, and that's that. So Flip says, JK, I've been watching Mystic stream and streaming myself. So you got a fan in the chat, and yeah, Flip streams a lot too. I don't know what Flip's playing these days. I haven't been on Twitch in a long time.
What you playing, Flip?
Flippity doodah.
Don't think you're special, Justin. Whenever Travis and I work together at Best Buy, I got farted on a lot too. Yes,
he's like a serial farter.
I would literally be like cleaning like my tape, because I was a Samsung consultant, right? So like I would be like sitting there and I'd be cleaning, or I would be like just randomly like Like, I don't know. I would just be doing something like completely random, and like he would just walk by, and I would be bent over probably too, like bent down, like doing stuff, straightening stuff, because I was that person that even though like I didn't work for Best Buy, I still like straighten stuff and whatnot because it was the GameStop in me. And he would just walk by and it would be like boop, and just keep walking. He would just like keep walking.
He has a problem.
They call me Captain Crop Dust.
And then I'd be standing there, and he would just come up and stand beside me sometimes, and he would do it, and I'd be like, God damn it, and I would just walk away.
Flip says he's playing all the betas that drop Splitgate and solo campaign games for YouTube. I've heard about Splitgate. I hope it's good. I may download that beta. Travis, he is a serial farter. I don't think we've ever, because we've worked a couple places together. My favorite fart
after
story.
I farted and you just followed me everywhere.
My favorite part that's your scent, I guess. I'm just like, I have to follow it.
It's my musk.
One time I was working at a place Travis and I used to work at. If you are local to this area and you know what we're talking about, it was a hospital in the area. This isn't a Travis story though. My favorite story is I was going like up the stairs. I was already like in the stairwell, and this guy comes in the stairwell. Like he doesn't know I'm in the stairwell, and he just like rips a fart. And then like my foot like hits the ground, and he hears my footstep, and he looks down at me. He's like, "Oh no!" And I'm like, "I saw you, Doc." No, I'm kidding. I don't know if it was a doctor or not, but
we could sit here and talk about fart stories all day.
This is the fart episode. It's nice. It's nice.
The farting.
The farting.
The sharting.
Oh no! I'm surprised you didn't crap your pants at GameStop or EB Games. Sorry.
Oh yeah,
that's what ours was called.
Yeah,
Games.
Yeah, it's in the game. Anyways, so let's talk about Fortnite. Let's talk about imposter mode. Now let's talk about it. Let you talk about it because I didn't write this, so I have no idea what it is.
Yeah, so Among Us is a huge game. Kind of dropped last year in a time when we all were depressed and hated the world. And Cortland says, "Perfect timing to come into this live."
Yeah.
Hey, buddy. Yeah, it is. Among Us is a huge game, right? It came in at the perfect time during the pandemic. People were at home. It was cheap. It was accessible. And it blew up. And then there have been some copycats. Well, of course, leave it to Fortnite to take their version on it today. So today they dropped the imposter mode. And when I first saw it, they were doing this, I kind of thought, like, was it going to be like Fortnite? Like you have guns and stuff? No, you don't. You're in a map. It's a pretty decent sized map. You're given tasks, and there's two people are the imposters, and you have to do the task, and they're trying to kill you and stop you and sabotage you. And it works really well. I actually really had a good time playing. I only had time to do one match today, but I really, really liked it. I was Kratos, so you can still use all your Fortnite skins if you have them. So watching me as Kratos blame Wolverine across the hall for killing John Wick was pretty neat.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was fun. And, it's a free game mode. Like, they don't really charge for that part of it. But it worked really well. I was surprised how well it worked and how just accessible it was. It's a mode I'll probably play for a bit coming up. I'm not a huge Fortnite fan. I only like to play it if I've got friends playing. And, I feel like there are other better Battle Royale games. But this, I feel like... I don't want to say it's better than Among Us because Among Us is its own special game. But the fact is it's a 2D kind of side-scrolling game, and this is a full-on 3D version of a social deduction game. So I really liked it. It was good. It kind of came out of nowhere, too.
Did you guys ever play Among Us with the proximity chat?
No.
Yeah, so it's a mod that you can download for Among Us, and essentially what that is like how like you're muted in game until you get into like your meeting or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, there's a mod that with Discord, I'm pretty sure that when you get to within a certain distance of another player, you can talk to each other.
Oh, that's cool.
And so there's this clip that is floating out there where somebody was using proximity chat, and someone's like just doing their task, and all of a sudden you just hear someone like coming like this, and then it goes, and it just like goes away, and he's just like screaming because like someone's chasing him, and it has to be probably one of the greatest things that they did. Someone did for Among Us, because it makes the game look so much more fun and just so much more interesting and such. So yeah.
Flip says his brother and sister are asking him nonstop to play that new mode with them. Flip, I'll play it with you, buddy.
I'll play.
Send me a text. Yeah, Travis will play.
Yeah, I'm playing with Flip, not you, Justin. I'll play with Flip though.
Sus, man.
I haven't played Fortnite, and I don't even know how long. Back when
I did have to reinstall it today.
Oh, back when it wasn't Tilted Tower. I think it was like when Tilted Towers first happened.
Yeah.
Or was it always Tilted Towers? I don't even.
I have no idea what you're even saying. It's how
I haven't kept up with the map changes. Yeah, this is all. I don't really know.
Yeah.
I stopped playing when they introduced dinosaurs into the game. I was like, nah, fam, I'm good.
Yeah, see, I stopped before that. I stopped when they did if there was like portals. There was like portals and stuff where you had the crystals and you ate the crystal.
The porta potties, and you end up somewhere else.
Yeah. Nope, I have no idea. I didn't play during that.
Yeah, it was The Mandalorian was the last time I played when you could get the Mandalorian. I grinded that out to get the full Beskar armor too. I wanted it. Flip says he would be honored to play with you again, Travis, and then he did one of these, which means he has COVID. Oh, Flip, no.
Coronavirus.
I hope you don't have COVID. That wasn't funny.
So I do have a question about that game mode, though. If you have, so is it on a much smaller scale as far as the map goes and the amount of people?
The map feels large. Like it's not like the Fortnite map. It's like a whole new special map for this particular game mode. It feels like a hybrid. It kind of almost feels like the Among Us map in a way. Like obviously not like it doesn't feel like a replica of it, but just the way it's designed kind of gives you Among Us vibes already. It's like dark hallways, lots of little rooms off to the side.
So is it top down?
No, like you're playing third person.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's kind of dope.
It is. I really liked it. I hope it's not like a limited time thing. I hope it's something they keep in there forever. Because if it is, that might keep me into Fortnite for a little bit.
Well, to be honest, they also have the workshop where people make their own game modes and stuff. So I'm sure somebody has already made something similar to it. But it's always going to be better if it's like the first party people making the game mode because they have resources that you don't really get access to. So
exactly.
But yeah, that might give me a reason to go back and play it because I haven't played it in a minute. I've never liked Fortnite in the sense of the building aspect of it. I wish they would introduce a game mode where I could just kill people and nobody's allowed to build. Like I need that in my life. But I guess that's what makes Fortnite. So
yeah, I hate it when somebody turns into like a 10-foot tower when I'm trying to shoot them.
Yeah, they just start spinning in a circle and they're like,
you're shooting at somebody like I got you, and then nope, they're a 10-foot tower now.
Yeah, you're a 10-foot tower. But yeah. So what are you doing there, Justin? You got something to say? You over doing secret cheat codes?
Secret cheat codes, yeah.
About
there's just an article that came out 40 minutes ago. I want you guys to know that playing video games may help you burn more than 200 calories in an hour, study finds.
The problem is I snack
that must be why Emily is so skinny.
I play for like 12 hours a day or 9 hours a day usually.
There you go.
Not every day. I take some days off, but when I stream,
if you think that burning 200 calories playing video games, like, what do you think farting? How many calories do you burn when you fart? That's a real question.
I don't know. That's a good question. Let's Google it.
No, don't do that.
How many calories do you
please
burn when you fart? It's actually a question that came up. If you strain when you fart, the calorie burn is negligible, maybe 1 or 2 calories, not enough to make a difference in your health. And you should definitely not rely on farting to lose weight. It should not be used to replace eating healthy and exercising regularly. Experts say an expert had to address this question. And I love that.
If Travis strains when he farts,
1 to 2 calories top.
He's going to be going to check on Geek Squad.
Yeah, but he farts all the time. So Travis really might burn like 100 calories a day.
Thanks for that, Emily. He gave away my secret.
Yep.
Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
You easily have big like farts like every probably 5 minutes.
You don't know what you're talking about.
I do know what I'm talking about.
All right. So so now that we're done talking about farting.
Yeah.
I can't believe we're already at the end of all the things we wanted to talk about. I don't like this, guys. I don't like this at all.
We've been live for 50 minutes though.
It doesn't feel that long.
It doesn't feel that long because we're talking about farts.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind then. Well, what do you guys want to get into pick of the week then?
Yeah.
Well, let's do that. I don't know. What's the order this week? Me first.
No. Yeah.
No.
I didn't change that in the notes. I apologize.
No, it's Justin first.
Okay. So yeah, I'll go first. A good friend of mine, Alan Brown, goes by the name Corduroy Brown, released an album last week. And, I gave it a little listen, and it's good. And I'm not just saying that because I know him and he's my friend. Like, I haven't stopped listening to it since Friday. And no, it's genuinely my pick of the week. Like, I cannot stop listening to it. I cannot get out of my head. It is so good. What kind of music is it? Like a rock, kind of like a just upbeat kind of rock. It's good. He's local to our area. He plays, shows locally all the time. He's at Pullman Square all the time. He was at the V Club, which is now something else now, I think. Just a good guy, good dude, and good music. So it's on Spotify, Apple Music. Highly, highly recommend it. That's definitely my pick of the week. It will not leave my head.
Any man with a beard like that, I'll listen to his music.
Oh, it's glorious. Look at that.
It's pretty good.
I mean, look at that.
Yeah, you pulled him up. Picture. You're ready to listen to him right now.
I did. Look, I'm about to add him right now.
His sweater's dope.
It is dope. Yeah, good guy.
Added the library, so I'll be giving it a listen after the podcast.
Nice.
Emily, what about you? She wasn't ready.
I mean,
you've watched 27 million shows. You have options.
Yeah, no, I was, but while you were doing your thing with your stuff and your things, I was telling Justin that I pretty much like binge watched, and I told you this. I texted you and told you, but I binge watched like the morning show, and like the first episode I watched with Jesse, and it was just like, I guess. I don't know where this is going yet. And then I watched the second episode and I'm like, okay, I'm still a little like, what's the premise of this whole entire like series? And then the third episode I got into and I was just like, okay, I got to keep watching this now. And like the third episode hooked me. And what I loved about it was this is my favorite thing I've ever seen Reese Witherspoon in. Yep. Absolute favorite thing I've ever seen her in. She is amazing. She is so good in this. And like what I like about her character is she's kind of similar to me in the sense of like she doesn't give two shits and she gives zero F's about anybody or anything, and she's gonna say what's on her mind. And I love her character. I love what her character stands for, and I just thought she did a fantastic job. I mean, and even like all the main characters did an amazing job. Jennifer Aniston was great. Steve Carell, I don't think I've ever seen Steve Carell in such a serious role. Like it is crazy. I mean, he has no comedic anything in that movie. Yeah.
There's one comedic part.
Oh, when he smashes the TV?
No. And it reminded me, I think he was playing Michael Scott for that one scene where she's like, don't go to the show. He's like, I've already pressed my tux. I can't unpress my tux. I'm that sounds like a Michael Scott quote.
It does kind of, yeah. But yeah, no, it was great. Every second of that show was fantastic. And it hits on so many different things. And I was trying to like interpret the opening scene, like the opening credits to that, where you have that dot that changes colors and that does all these different things. And I was like, what's the premise of this dot? Like what are they trying to get at? And it's literally like taking each character and showing what they deal with throughout the whole show, whether it's like, being ostracized or being looked down on because you're a woman or the Me Too movement or what, like if you actually sit there and watch the opening credits, like, and you follow that thought that's doing all these things, it actually clicks in your head that it's like each one of these characters, and not even the main characters, but it takes each of these characters and kind of plays out their lot, like what they're dealing with at the moment, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
But no, like and it made me drop my jaw there was quite a few moments in that series that like my jaw just was like when Reese was said the one thing live, like,
oh yeah,
and I was like what? Like, it's just because you just didn't. It was just she was being like, oh, like I would know I'm not perfect, blah, 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 blah. And then she says it. I'm like, oh well, probably shouldn't have said that live on TV, but okay. But yeah, no, it was just really good, and I loved it. It's my pick of the week. And Ted Lasso, the Christmas episode, of Ted Lasso was great too. Bye.
We have a release date for season 2. I didn't realize the morning show had a release date, September 17th. So just exactly a month from now, we'll be watching season 2.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm
a binge.
The trailer for season 2 is really good, and they in the cover of the song that they use is for New York, New York, and it is really good. So you should definitely check out the trailer. I downloaded the song; it's really good. Yeah. I really wish I would have.
I think that might be Flip's pick of the week. I think he threw one in the comments. He watched the entire Game of Thrones series this week. That's a lot.
That was my pick of the week. A couple picks ago, I had rewatched the Game of Thrones. So Flip, I want to ask you a question. So did you, if you were one of those people that watched from season to season to season, and you watched the final season, and you hadn't gone back and watched that final season since it ended? Did you have the same, like, as you were watching it all again, like, okay, Daenerys was in the right for burning everybody alive? Because that's how I felt. That's how I was saying, like, when I was talking about when it was my pick of the week, I was saying, like, okay, she's gone through all this stuff, but you don't realize it until you watch that whole entire series back to back to back to back to back to back, how much she actually went through and how, she kind of deserved to just burn everybody alive. They deserved it. So that I want to know if somebody else kind of feels the same way as I do about that. But yeah, I want to know what you think. What you think?
I'll have to tell you, because I haven't went back and watched it ever since it aired. But I think a group of us from work are planning a rewatch party for that. So I'll have to let you know.
Definitely, yeah. But
yeah.
All right.
So my pick of the week is I don't know if I'm going to be able to share my screen or not, because I feel like I have to share you. You could semi-see it back here. It's sitting right here, but it's really dark. I don't know if you can really see it.
It's a bike.
It's a bike. It is. I got a new e-bike. I'm going to start cycling to work.
Oh, cool.
And it is from a company called Hemingway. And this is it right here. It's like a mixture between a road bike and a mountain bike. It's like a cruiser, but it has big old fat tires on it. But it will go. You could ride it like a regular bike, but it also has the e-assist, so it does have a 750 watt electric motor on it. And you can actually go up to 28 miles an hour for 30 miles. Nice. And it has a full-on throttle too, with the speedometer and all that stuff. I haven't really got to take it out yet. I took it on a test ride, I should say, yesterday. But obviously, with the rain and everything being how it's been, I haven't really had a chance to ride it. But I am pretty excited to do so. It's got a headlight, it's got a tail light. It's just really, overall, it's a really cool bike, and I'm excited to actually start using it and going places. So if I don't die or get hit by a car, but yeah, that is
wear a helmet.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna wear a helmet. Yep. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, that's my pick of the week. I know it's an odd one, but yeah, maybe I'll ride it to meet you for lunch one day. It's a pretty long ride, but
you should.
Yeah, so we'll see. But yeah, that's why we don't play video games. We're too busy getting lunch, Justin.
That's right. Flip says this is his first time ever watching, so I liked it, even though the community of Game of Thrones wanted the last season deleted. I liked. That's how it ended.
I like.
Very nice.
Flip is Borat.
Well, so that's interesting. Getting someone who's never watched it, getting their opinion on it, and then literally binge watching the whole thing. So like that's it. That's very interesting that he really enjoyed it. Nice. Well, I'm anxious to see what you think about it, Travis. When you rewatch it all together
in its entirety.
Yeah.
Justin, I want to share something real quick, that I stumbled upon. I don't know if y'all seen all these cool movie posters that they made for Free Guy.
But they did awesome.
They did them to obviously look at this one, looks like Animal Crossing. They also have this one. This is
Oh,
Mario
that's
64.
super awesome.
This one, which is I think kind of
Street Fighter.
Street Fighter or
Streets of Rage. Streets of Rage, yeah.
That one's Doom.
Doom, yeah.
Vice City, which is pretty dope. Free Guy, look at that. For Among Us. And then I don't know which one that one's supposed to be. I know it's the game with the ball, and I can't remember.
Game with the ball.
Yeah, but I don't know. But I'm really excited to see it. Maybe I'm probably going to try to see it maybe tomorrow. But I definitely want to try to watch it before we record again on Sunday, so it's something I can talk about. So if you guys get a chance to watch it, you definitely should.
Yeah, we can talk about Ted Lasso. 2 episodes of Ted Lasso on Sunday. Give us something to talk about.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, cool. Does anybody have anything else?
I'm all out.
Nothing else? All out. So Captain Shadow, Flip, Cortland, we always appreciate you guys chiming in, and it always makes it fun when we get to interact with people. Want to give a shout out to Justin, who's usually in the comments. Obviously, I know that this isn't a Sunday, so not sure if he's watching or not, but also want to give him a shout out because he's usually always in the chats as well. But we want to thank you for joining us for episode 115 as all my cats come into the chat right now. But yeah, so we'll be back Sunday and we'll have lots of good things to talk about. Always want to hear your all's feedback. If you have any ideas for anything you'd like to be brought to the show, anything you hate, anything you'd like us to add, feel free to reach out to us. We love you as well. Mwah. But yeah, so feel free to let us know. We're going to try, at least Justin and I, because Emily is already streaming because that's what she does for a living. So she's already into that field. But at some point, I think Justin and I are going to try to start streaming some stuff. And maybe we'll try to do a co-stream with Emily at some point. I don't know what game it'll be. Maybe it'd be a good time to play that Fortnite game. We can accuse each other and start pointing fingers at each other. But yeah, so that's it. That's all she wrote. Thanks, guys.
That's the show.
Leave us comments.
Comments.